Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Now, a quick game of Interplanetary I Spy the other day found me this. And this is on Mars in Gale Crater from Sol 3562. Okay, I posted this yesterday on Mars Magazine. Come along to Mars Magazine if you haven't joined already. It's free to join up. You often get to see these things way before the rest of the public do on YouTube and other places. So it's a good place to see stuff before it goes viral, or before it even gets to be seen by most people out there anyway. So come and check it out. We got over 10,000 members now, and it's pretty cool. 10.3 thousand now. There's been a big influx of people this past year or so. Literally, this has doubled in size in about a year, so that's really good. But that's mainly because of the new Mars missions, the Perseverance rover and things like that. But also a lot of UFO stuff's been coming out recently, and I do show some of that on here. This isn't a UFO page, it's Mars Magazine page. Is basically pretty much everything, unexplained mysteries. They don't have to be on Mars, they can be anywhere. As long as it's relevant, and as long as it's interesting, as long as it is not fake. There's quite a lot of fake stuff out there, especially some of these Mars channels like Mr. Danielle and Mars Space, and images from the Perseverance rover. A lot of those are just completely fake, okay? In fact, most of their videos, what I've seen so far, are completely fake. The images that they're showing are not even from Mars. They're showing stuff from North Africa. And here it is. It's basically a statue. Another one of over 150 I've shown so far on Mars. And this is quite a nice one, different from the others. It's broken. You can see the chin sort of, and the left side of the face here is kind of broken off. It's cracked down here, but the rest of it's intact. And there's loads of rubble around it, which is probably part of it or something going on here. Okay, and you can actually see, if I've got it in here, if I go in close, you can see these details quite well. This is the raw clip here, so you can see that stuff in the raw clip. You can see this line coming down and around like this. There's an eye there, and you can see the nose area here, and mouth with teeth here. So it's all there, but you can't see it very well until you brighten it up. Like with a lot of these things, they need to be brightened up quite a lot to see them clearly, because the light conditions aren't always very good in Gale Crater, and depending on which way the rover's looking and what time of day it is. So as you can see, this is a rather ugly looking broken statue of some kind of Martian, I assume, with rather strange facial details, and this weird sort of gown or hat coming up here, like this. And you can see that on here as well. You can see the line there, which comes down. So what I did is I selected the facial part and colorized it for you, just to make the features stand out better, okay? Because these are a bit gloomy, these images. You need to brighten them up quite a lot. And bear in mind, a lot of people are watching this probably on quite small mobile devices, so you need to really highlight stuff to make it show up well enough for everyone to see. Because not everyone like me is on a nice big laptop, okay? So there we are. And you can see there's got a crack here, and this part is the sort of other cheek. We've got a cheek sticking out here, this side, and this one was attached to that side with part of the mouth there. You can see teeth in here. They're not very clear, but I've kind of highlighted them a bit with some contrast. Well, I've added quite a lot of contrast to the image to bring it out, brightness and contrast. And you can actually see some teeth detail here. And there's a couple on this as well, right, just there. So that's broken off there and would have curved round to the back here and would have been joined on here like this, okay? But the cheekbone is very prominent on this thing. And like with some of the others I've shown on Mars, they're quite weird looking. So that would have kind of stuck right out like that probably, and the chin would have come to there. So this is kind of cracked and then fallen down. And I would imagine there may be, who knows, there may be a body down below this of the person, that this is supposedly depicting. Now, it's rather strange. It doesn't look human. It's humanoid, I would say, but doesn't have entirely human features. As you can see, it's rather strange. Right, this is the Gigapan, and we've got quite a nice Gigapan here, unfortunately in black and white, but I'm hoping we will get some colour images of this same area in a few days. I'm hoping so. No guarantee of that, but we might do, okay? We often get, for about every 5 sets of images, we get about 1 set of colour images, okay? But these are actually quite good and quite clear, and this is where the statue is, right at the bottom of this kind of mound here. And we got this sort of ridge with loads of broken up material here. And it seems to be in layers. We've got the layer 1, 2, 3, there's 3 or 4 layers going on here, which are interesting. And it's right at the bottom, just here. And you can see that line there. And it comes around, you can see the eye there, you can see the mouth, you can see those teeth there. This has been brightened up, of course, but not a lot. And there's the clip I just showed you. Okay, there it is. So it's there. You can disagree with it if you like, that's fine. Doesn't stop it being there though. All right, so, and this is one of about 150 so far. I've got my website up here. This is ArtAlienTV Mars statues page. And there are dozens and dozens of interesting statues here on Mars. There's a Sphinx there, there's a statue, this little head just down below it on the ground. Just down here. There's the sarcophagus, mummy stroke sarcophagus found in Gale Crater, which is a great find. And all these are linked to, you can link to all the Gigapans from here. There's those that I found years ago. This one I found back in 2013 or 14, this one here. 2014, I think. The famous one that I got on to Ancient Aliens. And there's loads here. I'm not going to go through all these now. A lot of them are near here. This one's quite near where we are, this one here. And there's another one with a sort of mask type thing there. You can see it wearing some kind of face mask with the eye, like an eye hole there, and it comes around the cheek. So there are examples of these before, and many examples of Martians that seem to be wearing helmets or headgear with breathing gear also as well, okay? So that is also fairly common. And there are loads of these statues all over the place. But I may give the impression they're everywhere, they're not. It's been 5 months since I've actually found one, a new one, in Gale Crater. So they're not everywhere. There seems to be a lot less now. We're in a sort of, we've just gone through quite a dry patch when it comes to statues. And this particular area is the first clear one I've seen anyway in about 5 months, since March. 4 or 5, well, yeah, since March. So they're not everywhere. And the point is there are lots of small little ones that are broken up on the ground, but they're so small, like little figurines that are broken up. You can barely see them. But there are quite a few of those, but I don't bother showing them because they're not big enough, they're not clear enough. This, I would imagine, is about 2 feet or less. Maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet, something like that. And this may only just be part of it. And there's loads of weird fragments around it as well. These parts. And there's some weird stuff going along this ridge, but we can't really quite see it very well. It's very dark along here. Lots of shadow. And we got this weird kind of part here with these 2 kind of little items kind of stuck on there. Placed on this little kind of ledge, which is really strange. There's lots of weird stuff going on here, but most of it's all kind of dilapidated and broken down and all cracked and crumbled. And as I always say, often the interesting stuff is at the bottom of the ridge. The bottom of these ridges is where you find things like this. Links below in the description, as usual. There will be another video coming up in a couple of days' time, as usual. Every 2 or 3 days I do a video, every week. I've been doing it for nearly 10 years now. So if you're not subscribed, please press that notification bell, okay? And smash that like button, and I will see you soon.